So here's what they're planning to do, and this is why the BIS and ECB are upset. So remember when one company would tender for the stock of another company to take it over?
Yes.
Okay. So hostile takeover. The New York Fed and the Fed, through stablecoins with the Treasury, are now tendering for 8 billion global citizens through the currency. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So so you're going to come in through the smartphones, you're going to come in through Apple Pay, you're going to come in through Google Pay, right?
Yep.
And what they're hoping is if you're in Bolivia, you're going to get off the Bolivian currency, or if you're in the EU, you're going to get off the euro, and you're going to move on to stable coins, which means you leave the existing banking system that's making loans to businesses and enterprises and people, and instead put your money in a stable coin, which finances the US government. So
Right.
you are proposing a giant sucking sound of money out of the banking systems all around the world into financing the US government. I mean, talk about a Soviet economy.
You don't even need to take it out of the banking system. You can add it to the banking system.
Well, I'll get in, that's a whole nother conversation. Right, you can. But you're talking about sucking money out of every currency in the world into the dollar,
Yes.
okay?
That's what you're talking about
Right. And so
right there.
instead of everybody doing their own CBDC, reporting up to the BIS, you're talking about the Fed and the New York Fed offering everybody instead to come into a private CBDC, which is totally programmable. So my Palantir social credit system and program will apply not just to Americans, but to the whole planet,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Bingo.
we're building a planetary global credit system,
Yeah.
which is why I find that, you know, so we're talking about basically a hostile tender for the whole planet. Now, we did in the second quarter wrap up, Mark Goodwin did a fabulous piece on stablecoin, which is at Solari, and I recommend to everybody that they read and listen to that one. I did an interview with him. And then this week we published our interview with Darren Moore on stablecoins, and I go through all of this. And one of the most amazing things I discovered in the process of, because as soon as the Genius Act came out, we were reading it and trying to understand how it worked. And one of the things I found amazing was apparently the Secretary of Treasury and the Chairman of the Federal Reserve have been working closely on this legislation for months. And what you see is they're basically taking the amount that the Fed has been buying in treasuries and they're planning to move it to stable coins. So they're getting the Fed's dumping, as treasuries roll over, their position is going down, down, down. Okay.
Right.
So essentially, the Trump administration is helping the Fed get out of the treasury market. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Right.